She was a marvel of engineering, a floating palace of dreams. The RMS Titanic, the largest ship ever built, embarked on her maiden voyage, a journey filled with hope and promise. Excitement crackled in the air as passengers, a mix of society's elite and hopeful immigrants, boarded the Millionaire Special. They strolled along the opulent decks, unaware of the icy fate that awaited. The Titanic, a symbol of man's triumph over nature, steamed towards New York. She carried with her the aspirations of a generation, a testament to human ingenuity and ambition. But beneath the surface of grandeur, a hidden threat lurked, waiting to shatter the illusion of invincibility. As the Titanic sliced through the icy waters of the North Atlantic, a steady stream of ice warnings crackled through the wireless room. Messages from other ships, some reporting vast ice fields directly in the Titanic's path, piled up. Yet, many remained unread, lost in the overwhelming volume of communications. Captain Smith, a seasoned sailor, faced immense pressure to maintain speed and uphold the Titanic's reputation for punctuality. He acknowledged the ice warnings, but perhaps lulled by a sense of complacency, he failed to grasp the full extent of the danger. The Titanic, steaming ahead at near full speed, sailed blindly into the night. The Titanic, a masterpiece of Edwardian engineering, was not without its weaknesses. Recent analysis of the ship's wreckage revealed a critical flaw: the quality of the rivets used in its construction. These crucial components, meant to hold the hull plates together, were found to be of inferior quality, especially in the bow section. The use of subpar rivets, likely a cost-saving measure, compromised the ship's structural integrity. When the Titanic struck the iceberg, the impact, combined with the immense pressure of the ocean, caused these inferior rivets to shear. The hull plates buckled and separated, allowing water to flood into the ship's compartments with alarming speed. Amidst the opulence and grandeur, a fatal miscalculation sealed the fate of many aboard the Titanic. The ship, designed to carry over 3,500 passengers and crew, was woefully under-equipped with lifeboats. Regulations at the time, based on outdated tonnage calculations, required only enough lifeboats for a fraction of the Titanic's capacity. The belief in the Titanic's unsinkability, coupled with a desire to preserve the aesthetics of the upper decks, led to the fatal decision to reduce the number of lifeboats. When disaster struck, there were simply not enough lifeboats to accommodate all those on board. Panic ensued as passengers and crew alike faced the horrifying reality of their predicament. A captain under pressure, the weight of expectation. Captain Edward Smith, a veteran of the seas, shouldered the immense responsibility of commanding the Titanic on her maiden voyage. With decades of experience, he was seen as the ideal leader for such a monumental task. He was the public face of the White Star Line, entrusted with upholding the company's reputation for luxury, speed, and above all, safety. The Titanic was not just another ship, it was a symbol of human ingenuity and ambition. Yet behind the facade of calm authority, Captain Smith faced mounting pressure. The eyes of the world were on him, and the expectations were sky-high. Every decision he made was scrutinized, every action weighed. The Titanic, already behind schedule, needed to reach New York on time to maintain the White Star Line's competitive edge. The pressure to perform was immense, and the stakes were incredibly high. Ignoring ice warnings and maintaining high speed were risks Captain Smith felt compelled to take. The competitive nature of the shipping industry left little room for error or delay. His decisions, made under duress, ultimately contributed to the tragic loss of life on that fateful night. The weight of expectation proved too heavy, leading to one of the most infamous maritime disasters in history. The legacy of Captain Smith and the Titanic serves as a somber reminder of the human cost of ambition and pressure. The Shadow of J.P. Morgan, a last-minute cancellation. John Pierpont. Morgan, the legendary financier and owner of the White Star Line, was scheduled to sail on the Titanic's maiden voyage. However, just days before departure, Morgan abruptly canceled his trip, citing health reasons. His last-minute withdrawal, shrouded in mystery, fueled speculation and conspiracy theories. Some believe Morgan, a shrewd businessman with a keen sense of risk, may have had foreknowledge of potential dangers facing the Titanic. Others speculate his cancellation was purely coincidental. Whatever the reason, Morgan's absence from the ill-fated voyage remains a curious footnote in the Titanic's tragic story. The Olympic switch, a conspiracy of insurance fraud? This intriguing theory has captivated the minds of many for decades. One of the most enduring conspiracy theories surrounding the Titanic involves an alleged insurance scam. This theory suggests that the tragic sinking of the Titanic was not an accident, but a deliberate act of deception. This theory posits that the Titanic's near-identical sister ship, the Olympic, was actually the vessel that sank that night. The two ships were so similar that a switch could have been made without raising immediate suspicion. According to this theory, the Olympic, damaged in a previous accident, was switched with the Titanic in a complex insurance fraud scheme. The Olympic had suffered significant damage and was costly to repair, making the switch a financially motivated decision. Proponents point to discrepancies in the wreck, including the ship's identification number, as evidence of the switch. They argue that certain features of the wreck do not match those of the Titanic, but rather the Olympic. However, this theory lacks credible evidence and has been widely debunked by historians and maritime experts. Extensive research and analysis have shown that the ship that sank was indeed the Titanic. The Olympic, though involved in several accidents, continued to sail for many years after the Titanic sank. It served as a troop ship during World War I and was eventually retired in the 1930s, further discrediting the conspiracy theory. As the Titanic sank beneath the waves, those struggling in the icy water clung to hope. Survivors reported seeing lights on the horizon, a glimmer of salvation in the darkness. One ship, later identified as the Californian, was close enough to potentially assist, but failed to respond to the Titanic's distress signals. The reasons for the Californian's inaction remain a source of controversy. Some believe the crew mistook the Titanic's distress rockets for celebratory fireworks. Others argue that the Californian's captain, aware of the ice conditions, chose to prioritize the safety of his own ship and crew. The mystery of the ship that didn't answer adds another layer of tragedy to the Titanic's story. As the Titanic slipped beneath the waves, a sense of utter despair gripped those left on board. The band continued to play, their music a haunting soundtrack to the unfolding tragedy. Mothers clutched their children, husbands embraced their wives, and strangers offered each other words of comfort in the face of certain death. The Titanic, once a symbol of human ingenuity and ambition, succumbed to the unforgiving power of the sea. Her sinking, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the unpredictable nature of fate, sent shockwaves around the world. The sinking of the Titanic, while officially attributed to a collision with an iceberg, continues to spark debate and speculation. The sheer magnitude of the tragedy, coupled with unanswered questions and inconsistencies in the official account, has fueled rumors of sabotage. Could the Titanic's demise have been a deliberate act? Some theorize that disgruntled workers, seeking revenge for poor working conditions, may have sabotaged the ship. Others point to the possibility of foul play, motivated by financial gain or even espionage. While no concrete evidence supports these claims, the idea of sabotage, however improbable, adds a chilling dimension to the Titanic's story. The sinking of the Titanic remains one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history. This grand ship, deemed unsinkable, met its tragic fate on its maiden voyage, forever etching its name in the annals of history. Over 1,500 souls perished in the icy waters of the North Atlantic, their dreams and aspirations forever entombed with the wreckage. Families were torn apart, and communities were left in mourning, grappling with the sudden and immense loss. The tragedy shocked the world, exposing the limitations of technology and the human cost of hubris. Headlines screamed of the disaster, and the public was gripped by the unfolding horror, questioning how such a catastrophe could occur. The Titanic story serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of humility in the face of nature's power. The ship, now a ghostly relic on the ocean floor, tells a silent tale of human ambition and the unpredictable forces of the sea. It is a tale of courage and sacrifice, of unimaginable loss and enduring hope. The bravery of the crew and passengers who face the unimaginable with dignity and resolve continues to inspire us. The Titanic, though lost to the depths, continues to captivate our imaginations, prompting us to reflect on the lessons learned and the lives forever changed by that fateful night. Modern explorations and commemorations keep the memory alive, ensuring that the stories of those aboard are never forgotten.